Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, and welcome to a bonus catch and cook. So I'm on the Mississippi River at the tail end of a bull shark session. I've already caught quite a few, and this just happened. Gotcha. This feels even smaller. Oh, look at that. Gaff top. Yeah, you're right. That's a good one too. All right. Yeah, you're right. I think that'll taste good too. Bonus, right? Yeah, you're right. You know what that means if it's going in there flopping around. Wait a minute, wait a minute. The other video, the first video, might be calling me right now. However, I'm looking forward to getting to the house and cooking this fish after editing the first video. I'm feeling something like brown sugar, soy sauce, barbecue sauce, a wok, some rice, some onion, and just a little bit of broccoli on the side. I'm giving too much away. Come on. Right now, at the moment, I must say gaff top, or also sail cat as they're known, is my favorite catfish to eat. I know that sounds sacrilegious to some people, maybe where you live. I bet you don't have these and you've never tried them. Maybe you have tried them and you just can't get past the thick membrane that's like snot that's on them. I find them really white and flaky. Second best at the moment is flathead. I do like channel cat and blue catfish, but I must say, always a pleasure when I decide to eat one of these. Easy to clean too. I find these a lot easier to clean than most cats. Same thing, you know. You don't clean them any different. It's just easier. This meat should be really white. We're using the tip to guide us to where we need to plunge. And there we go, right there. About right there. And to make sure that we got to cut all the way down to the rib cage. This meat usually takes on any flavor you cook it with, which is good. It should come out really good. All right, so we need to do a cut right here. And that's about where we're going to cut it off at. I did not bleed this one, that's why there's a lot of blood. My opinion with this particular species is it's okay. It's always a good idea to bleed your fish, but with these, nah, you don't necessarily need to bleed them. It's going to be a bloody mess when you're cleaning them. However, I'm going to rinse that and it'll look like I bled it. Got to keep this knife flat. No weird angles or you'll end up cutting through the skin or you'll end up leaving too much meat on. Sometimes, ooh, see, like we did right there. But like I was about to say before I interrupted myself, sometimes cutting really close to the skin is going to give you a lot of this stuff. Not everybody cares for that. A little bit's fine to me, but we can always come back in because we are going to cut these fillets up to cook them. And there's just a little bit that I missed, and everything else is fine to leave on there, in my opinion anyway. Rinsing these one at a time, and we're going to, I'll show you. It's like an assembly line. I'm just going to use the kitchen shears instead of the knife. Quarter this up or something like that. Not like small pieces. About what you see. This morning early, like 4 something when I was awake, there was no water. So it's a good thing we weren't trying to do this at that time, because for a few hours this town I live in had no water. I've been cooking this recipe with carne asada and fajita meat quite a bit lately, so this is the first time doing it with fish. I think it's going to come out excellent. Get that in there with the fish. Cutting board aside for the moment. So yeah, what we're doing is an Asian thing, but however, we are using Cajun land blackened seasoning as a part of it. I've been doing it this whole time when I was making this recipe up, cooking it several times for myself, but with red meat. Shake, 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 bang, 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 bang. Raining outside. Started way before sunset. It is later in the afternoon. Well, it's nighttime actually. So if you thought I was making something weird for breakfast, you're wrong. I'm making something weird for dinner. When I started out coming up with this recipe, I was using sugarcane sugar, regular white sugar, using one from Louisiana. I changed it up. Now I am doing this with brown sugar. When I was testing this recipe out with red meat, I was using a lot more sugar because I had a lot more meat, but we only have the 2 fillets. We want to try and balance hot and sweet together here. We want to do that because we're adding a bit of this cayenne. I'm at the point where I don't necessarily want to keep having to wash my hands, but now that I'm using the wooden spatula, I want to be careful not to get too violent with mixing this up. We're adding other things. Kind of want to get the cayenne and the sugar mixed up before we add our liquid, and then we'll mix it up even more. Soy sauce. Give it that teriyaki feel, right? Bachan. This is the hot and spicy. Getting a nice thick paste going here. I'm going to put this in the fridge, let it marinate 20-30 minutes or more. I gotta go get wet garbage can. Rain sounds worse on the roof from in here than it actually is. It is steady, but I did not get absolutely soaking wet on that journey. while I am marinating in the fridge, we're going to do prep. And then one more thing. I'm on the fence right now. Whole onion or half the onion. So only 2 little fillets. At times like this, I'll take half to start. Get it in this bowl, the onion bowl we will call it. I'm separating them, each piece, and we're keeping them all at the length. We're not cutting them any smaller than this. So we'll get them all separated, and then I'll take a look at what I got in the bowl and figure out if I want more onion with this or not. That looks to be enough. It's only 2 little fillets. I think any more onion, such as the other half, would overpower it. I think that is plenty. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Second thing I need to do, make the rice. And once that is done, we will continue cooking. That should be enough time to get all those flavors infused into those fillets. Before I cut anything, I need to get this heated up. Normally when I'm cooking something like this, I would prefer sesame oil. I'm just out of it right now, so we're using peanut oil. Just want enough in there. Just a little bit, about that right there. That's cut. I have this on high heat. This is going to happen. Now this is going to happen. This is going to happen fast too. We're getting a good sauce going here. It's a little wet, but I've got a solution for that. We're looking for this fish to go white. We don't want these onions to go super soft either. So the first thing that needs to happen is the fish needs to go white. And then we're going to take it off the heat, and I'm going to give you my solution for a thin sauce. Because the nature of this marinade is brown, it's hard to say when things are white, right? Because everything got stained brown. Well, the way I can tell that it's going white is that each piece of my fillets is kind of curling a little bit. All right, so we're going to take that heat down. Reach over here. I got this from the Hong Kong market. This is rice starch. Ooh, I need the spatula because we are just going to put a little bit in. This is a thickening agent. There we go. Just start with a little bit at a time and gently stir it in. This will help thicken that sauce up. You want to make sure that you don't have any lumps and bumps, because it is not pleasant when you're eating and you bite down on a lump of anything starchy like cornstarch or rice starch. This is more mild, I find, than cornstarch, but cornstarch will work if that's what you have. That is commonly used to make a gravy to thicken up a sauce. We're about there. See it thickening up nicely? Ooh, let's take it off the heat for a second. Put down the starch. I don't necessarily want to overcook this, so we're just with residual heat, kind of soften up, sort of steam that broccoli. This smells excellent. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Sweet and spicy. There's nothing overpowering anything. It's all even. Fish is perfectly cooked, not overcooked. Awesome. Let's try it with the rice. Pleasant. Could add a little bit more soy sauce. Doesn't really need it, but you could. Oh yeah. It's kind of a barbecue flavor because Bashan is a Japanese barbecue sauce. And then adding that brown sugar just makes it more barbecuey, more Western-like barbecue sauce, more sort of close to what you might be used to. If you're wondering where the influence comes for this, well, it's coming from all over the place. But of course, you may know or you might not know, I'm actually born and raised in Texas. So I grew up cooking and eating a lot of Tex-Mex. I actually grew up watching a lot of cooking shows on Channel 13. So, yeah, like, what was the Asian one I watched? Yan Can Cook. This was before the internet, in the 80s and 90s. And then a bunch of other ones. So, that's where the jalapeno comes from, you know. A lot of people wouldn't think of putting jalapeno in Asian food, but a lot of people actually do. Broccoli is great. I really don't like overcooked broccoli. Just barely steamed is good for me. Woo! I just got a kick. There's some kicks hiding in here. First couple of bites were not spicy. Woo! I got a piece of pepper in my mouth. That is pleasant. It's a kick, but he didn't kick me off the horse for sure. Oh! Yeah, you're right. Gotta try it. Alright, thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you next time.